Welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves another deck profile, this time the obligatory Harpy video following the release of the new mini box Sign of Harpies. The deck list that you see up on screen is what we consider the pure variant, which focuses on a smaller 20 card deck size that keeps the Harpy core to a minimum, foregoing any additional engines while focusing on techs that help facilitate combo plays while putting pressure on the opponent. Starting with our first card, we have Cyber/Harpy Lady, our boss monster, a generic level 8 synchro that says for discard synchro summon, you can treat one Harpy monster you control as a tuner. This essentially allows us to play the Harpy strategy without needing any actual tuners in our main deck, since all our Harpy monsters could double up as one. This card's name also becomes Harpy Lady while in the field or in the graveyard, a theme that you'll see shared amongst all the Harpy monsters that we play. When a spell, trap card, or effect is activated, except during the damage step, you can as a quick effect target one monster your opponent controls or one Harpy monster you control, return it to the hand. You can only use this effect of Cyber/Harpy Lady once per turn. This is a very powerful effect, especially when you consider the fact that it doesn't matter whether you or your opponent activated the spell trap card. This gives you a lot of versatility in how you could use this effect to interrupt your opponent, either during their own turn when they summon a key combo piece that you want to bounce back to the hand to interrupt their plays, or during your turn during your normal combo plays where you could bounce back one of their monsters, clearing up some room so that you could go in for the OTK. The ability to bounce back a Harpy monster you control doesn't come up as often, but is a nice added touch, allowing you to dodge certain effects, bringing back a Harpy monster to the hand instead of having it banished by a Karma Cut or something like that, so that you could then use it for a follow-up play. Next up, we have Harpy Chandler. Harpy Chandler says you can discard one Harpy card, special summon one Harpy monster from your deck in face-up defense position, except Harpy Chandler. You could only use this effect of Harpy Chandler once per turn. While you control a dragon-type monster, this card's level becomes 7. This card's name also becomes Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard. The effect to become level 7 doesn't really matter in this strategy. It's intended to be comboed off with Harpy's pet dragon, but since we don't actually play it, we don't really worry about this effect. The main effect we care about is the first one, allowing us to discard any Harpy card to special summon another Harpy monster to turbo out Cyber/Harpy Lady. The monster that you typically want to summon off of Chandler's effect is Harpy Perfumer. Harpy Perfumer says that this card's name also becomes Harpy Lady while in the field or in the graveyard. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one spell or trap from your deck to your hand that specifically lists the card Harpy Lady Sisters in its text. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpy monster when you activated this effect, you can also add a second such card with a different name from the first. You can only use this effect of Harpy Perfumer once per turn. We don't main deck any Harpy monsters that are level 5 or higher. However, if you controlled Cyber/Harpy Lady, that allows you to essentially search 2 cards, putting you at a much greater advantage. Next up, we have Harpy's Feather Rest, the first of the cards that we play that you can search off of Perfumer's effect. Feather's Rest says that you can target 3 Harpy Lady and or Harpy Lady Sisters in your graveyard, shuffle them into your deck, then draw 1 card. If you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpy monster when you activated this effect, draw 2 cards instead. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except wind monsters. You can only activate 1 Harpy's Feather Rest per turn. Since all our Harpy monsters count as Harpy Lady in the graveyard, we're easily able to resolve this effect as long as we have enough targets to shuffle back into the deck. Your typical turn 1 combo play involves summoning Harpy Chandler, discarding a Harpy monster to special summon a Perfumer from the deck to then search the rest. You then use Chandler and Perfumer to go into the synchro summon of your Cyber/Harpy Lady, which then allows you to have 3 Harpy Lady monsters in your graveyard that you could then use to activate Harpy's Feather Rest with, returning them to the deck while drawing 2 cards, going +1 off that whole exchange. Next up, we have Elegant Egotist, the second card that we can search off of Harpy Perfumer's effect. Elegant Egotist says that if a Harpy Lady is on the field, special summon 1 Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. Again, since all our Harpy monsters are considered Harpy Lady while on the field, that means this effect is always live as long as we control any of our Harpy Lady monsters. And it's important to note that none of the Harpy monsters in the main deck that we've described thus far can actually be summoned off this effect, since they do not count as Harpy Lady in the deck or in the hand. As such, we do have to play an actual Harpy Lady in the deck if we want to use the Elegant Egotist effect. However, considering the fact that it's searchable off of Harpy Perfumer, that means we could essentially normal summon Perfumer, search Egotist, and that becomes a 1-card synchro summon into a Cyber/Harpy Lady. Now, it's interesting to note that there is more than 1 card that is considered Harpy Lady in the deck. So now we have Harpy Lady 1. This card's name is always treated as Harpy Lady, including in the deck. Its effect says that all wind monsters gain 300 attack. This card can be summoned off of Elegant Egotist. Now, there are a few Harpy Lady monsters that we could play instead of Harpy Lady 1, but we choose this one in particular because its effect to have all wind monsters gain 300 attack is actually very relevant, allowing our boss monster to hit attack ranges to be able to deal over very relevant threats, including Blue Eyes. For our last main deck monster, we have Harpy Harpist. This card's name also becomes Harpy Lady while it is on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Harpy's Harpist once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can target 1 Winged Beast monster you control other than this card, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, return them to the hand. This effect is rarely used just because it requires a lot of setup, and usually the Harpy strategy is a little more immediate than that. Usually if you're summoning this, the other monster you control is likely a Cyber/Harpy Lady, which you really wouldn't want to bounce off of this effect. And the fact that it doesn't trigger off of special summon means that you can't summon it off of Chandler Chandler to be able to interrupt your opponent. That being said, its second effect is the real reason that we play it. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you could add one level 4 Wing Beast type monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, essentially allowing you to search your whole main deck. Now, a bit slow in its search, it's made up for the fact that it doesn't matter how this card is sent to the graveyard, whether it's discarded off of Chandler's effect, used for a synchro summon off of Cyber/Harpy Lady, or even detached as material for an Xyz play, allowing you to have follow-ups that could then allow you to play the long game. Next up, we have our text. The first one being Swallow's Nest. Swallow's Nest says that you contribute one face-up Wing Beast type monster to special summon one Wing Beast type monster from your deck with the same level as the attributed monster had on the field. A very versatile card because we could use it both to dodge your opponent's interruption as well as to go to any Harpy Lady monster from the deck that we need to go into. If your opponent tries to use Karma Cut when you summon your Harpy Chandler, you could just tribute it and summon another Chandler and continue on with your regular plays. Being a quick play gives it a lot of versatility, not only dodging an opponent's interruption, but also being able to use it during the battle phase so that you could have additional attacks to help OTK your opponent. The only unfortunate part of this card is that we can't use it with Cyber/Harpy Lady since we don't play any level 8 Wing Beast type monsters in our deck. Some people have tried tucking in some Morgue of Darkness so they could summon it off of a Cyber/Harpy Lady, but that ends up being a bit of a garnet if you draw it in your hand, and in many cases isn't worth it despite having a very powerful spell Trap Negate. A nice thing to consider is that if you have Cyber/Harpy Lady on the field as well as a level 4 Harpy monster, you could use this during your opponent's turn when they summon an important combo piece to tribute your level 4 Harpy monster, special summoning another one while bouncing with Cyber/Harpy Lady their monster. You could wait for your opponent to summon a monster, then activate your Swallow's Nest, tributing your level 4 Harpy monster to special summon a Perfumer from the deck, allowing you to search both Elegant Egotist as well as Harpy's Federest while using Cyber/Harpy Lady's effect to bounce back to the hand the monster that your opponent summoned, interrupting their plays while giving you a nice +1. Next up, we have Book of Moon. Your obligatory I paid money and now I'm going to flip you down whenever I want card. Very powerful card as per usual. Being a quick play spell allows you to use it immediately on your turn to flip down your opponent's Bouncer or Roach that they would otherwise try to summon to interrupt you, as well as being able to use it during your opponent's turn, and being another card that you could use to help trigger Cyber/Harpy Lady's effect. Next up, we have our limited to Head Judging. When a monster on the field activates its effect, you can make the activating player toss a coin and call it. If they call it right, send this card to the graveyard. If they call it wrong, negate the effect's activation, and if you do, change control of that monster to the opponent. Honestly, this card is a huge meme, but the reason we play it isn't necessarily for the effect, though when the effect resolves, it is hilarious. The main reason we play it is just because you could really just flip it up whenever you want, being a continuous trap card. As such, you don't have to actually use the effect to benefit from it, since if you have Cyber/Harpy Lady on the field, you could just flip up Head Judging and immediately have access to Cyber/Harpy Lady's effect without actually having to waste a card to do so, allowing you to both bounce an opponent's monster and then having them realize that they still have to deal with playing through a Head Judging later on in the duel. Next up, we have Treacherous Trap Hole. Our other limited 2 card. What can I say about Treacherous Trap Hole? It's a 2-for-1 pop, very easy to activate. Finally, we have the extra deck. Since the only synchro monster that we'll ever actually be able to summon is Cyber/Harpy Lady, the rest can go into our rank 4 engine. First one being Abyss Dweller, basically playing it for any graveyard reliant strategies, such as Blue Eyes, etc. We'll play Malevolent Sin just so we can temporarily banish monsters on the field while going for additional OTKs. Having both Cyber/Harpy Lady to bounce one monster and the Malevolent Sin to temporarily banish another one brings about very powerful OTK plays. Next up, we have Steelstorm Roach. Really, we use this for the Thunder Dragon matchup and any other type of matchups that could be relevant to interrupt. Can be very useful in the mirror match as well, as the opponent then won't be able to successfully summon the Cyber/Harpy Lady. Next, we have Diamond Direwolf, our 1-for-1 pop, basically. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz from this card, then target one Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster you control, and one other card on the field, destroy them. It's important to keep in mind that all our Harpy monsters are considered Winged Beasts, so within this strategy, you don't actually necessarily have to use Diamond Direwolf to pop itself to pop another card. You could pop one of your Harpy monsters instead, then keep Diamond Direwolf alive so that during your next turn, you could activate this effect again and pop something else. Finally, we play number 91 Thunder Spark Dragon. The reason we play this is because I just built this deck to be more ladder oriented. Thunder Spark Dragon is a generic level 4 Xyz that requires 3 level 4 monsters to summon, so it requires a lot of commitment. Once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Either detach 3 Xyz materials from this card to destroy all other face-up monsters on the field, or detach 5 Xyz materials from this card to destroy all cards your opponent controls. Let's be honest, you're only using that first effect in a practical fashion. The reason we play this is because certain matchups such as Lunalights hard walls you. All our effects target, so the only way we could really deal with Lunalights is either hoping they hard brick and they don't get that pivotal Destiny draw off, or we just summon number 91 Thunder Spark Dragon and hope and pray that they have no follow-up. Finally, our skill. We play Ties That Bind as it helps us snag OTKs we otherwise wouldn't be able to, and Cyber Slash boosted by Harpy Lady 1 reaches over 3000 attack after Ties, beating over Blue Eyes. And that's the deck. Now we'll go and do the obligatory replay watching part of the video. We are going first. We got ourselves a replay versus Akiza Izinski. They are running themselves a 20 card deck. We're going to go ahead. We're going to normal summon the Harpy Chandler. Harpy Chandler is going to discard the Perfumer, special summoning another Perfumer from the deck, which is going to search from the deck to the hand, the Elegant Egotist. We're going to activate that Elegant Egotist, special summoning the Harpy Lady 1 from the deck, and then going to synchro summon using the Perfumer as well as the Harpy Lady 1. We're going to activate the Harpy Sweater Rest, returning Harpy Lady 1 and both Perfumers to the deck so that we could draw 2 cards. Now, important to keep in mind that we could have used Cyber / Harpy Lady's effect to bounce back the Chandler to the hand, keeping it safe while having it as a follow-up combo play. But since we already knew we had Swallow's Nest in the hand, we wanted to make sure that we had a live target off of Swallow's Nest so that we could then be able to potentially use Cyber / Harpy Lady's effect to interrupt the opponent. So we go ahead, we rip into more Swallow's Nest as well as head judging. We set all our back row cards and we end our turn. They're going to reveal Eggshell, discarding the Tez so they could draw 2 cards, normal summoning the Star Sarah Scepter. We activate Head Judging, they reveal the Sovereignty. Head Judging is going to judge whether they actually get the combo off. So, they special summon the Sovereignty, they select heads, but tails will slip, so we get to steal their Scepter. Feels funny. As they go ahead, they activate the Dark Lord Contact, special summoning the Eggshell from the graveyard, setting a back row, activating Eggshell's effect to copy the Contact, and special summon Tez. In the end phase of their turn, we're going to activate the Swallow's Nest, getting the Chandler off the field so we can special summon while chaining the Cyber / Harpy Lady so we could bounce that Eggshell back to the hand. We have ourselves the Perfumer on the field, which is going to allow us to search an Elegant Egotist from the deck to the hand. And now it's our turn. I'm going to use their Scepter as well as their Perfumer so we can go into another Cyber / Harpy Lady. We're going to then activate the Elegant Egotist, special summoning from the deck, the Harpy Lady 1. Ties that bind is going to activate. We're going to attack into their Tez. We're going to attack into their Sovereignty. We're going to attack directly for 1900. And then we flip up the Swallow's Nest. And that's game. We are going first versus Kite. And now anytime we see any character that can play level augmentation, we're going to assume that this is Dark Lords with FA hang on Max shenanigans. So since we're going first, we're going to try to see if we could get ahead of the strategy. As we go ahead, we're going to normal summon the Chandler. Chandler is going to discard the Harpy Lady 1 so we can special summon the Perfumer. We prefer to discard Harpy Lady 1 here since we know that we could then use the Harpy Sweater Rest to return it to the deck where we really preferred. Perfumer going to search the Elegant Egotist. Then we're going to synchro summon into the Cyber / Harpy Lady. We're going to activate that Elegant Egotist so we could thin the deck, special summon the Harpy Lady 1, and then we could activate the Harpy's Feather Rest, just returning 3 Harpy cards from our graveyard back to the deck so we could draw 2 cards. We drew into the Swallow's Nest, and since we summoned that Harpy Lady 1, we can use Swallow's Nest, which means we could also use Cyber / Harpy Lady's effect when we want to. They're going to go ahead, they're going to activate Banishment of the Dark Lords, adding the Eggshell from the deck to the hand. They're going to then activate the Eggshell's effect, discarding the Nastin to draw 2 cards, normal summoning Hang On Back. Here we immediately use the Swallow's Nest, tributing the Harpy Lady 1 so we can special summon from the deck. Meanwhile, we chain the Cyber / Harpy Lady's effect to bounce the Hang On back to the hand. We're going to special summon the Chandler, and that's it. They scoop. We had to use that Swallow's Nest immediately before they used level augmentation, because this is the point where the Hang On Back was still able to be affected by Cyber / Harpy Lady's effect. And the beauty of this combo is the fact that Forbidden Lance, which I know that they had in the hand based on the delays that they had, was not enough to stop this. We are going second this time against another DSOD Kaiba duelist, I'm going to assume. Yep, there it is. The Ultimate Dragons. The all reliable, as they say. Our hand is seeming like the most worst thing that I could have ever imagined with the triple Swallow's Nest, which I gotta be honest, I see this hand a lot more often than I like to admit, but that's just how it do be. And we also have the Harpy's Feather Rest, which currently is dead. They're gonna go ahead and activate the effect of the Sage with Eyes of Blue on summon to search the White Stone Ancients from the deck to the hand. Activating cards of Constance, they're going to discard the Ancients to draw 2 cards into the Melody of Awakening Dragon, discarding the Dragon Spirit of White so they could add Alternative as well as the Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck to the hand. They're then going to be able to reveal that Blue Eyes White Dragon to special summon that Alternative, making themselves a turn 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon defense mode. In the end phase of their turn, they're going to be able to special summon off the effect of the Ancients, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We really need to top deck now, and do we? I'm going to assume that we do, because this is a replay that you all get to see. As we rip into the Chandler, Chandler is going to allow us to discard the Harpy's Feather Rest so that we could special summon. They're going to respond with the Spirit Dragon Tag Out, which, while it might seem a little soon, is actually, this is actually the right call from them, allowing both their Blue Eyes and their Azure Eyes to have targeting protection for this turn and the next. Now we're going to be able to special summon from the deck the Perfumer, which is going to on-summon, allow us to search from deck to the hand an Elegant Egotist. We're going to go ahead, activate the Elegant Egotist, which is going to allow us to special summon from the deck the Harpy Lady 1. Cyber slash Harpy Lady is going to get summoned off of the Perfumer and the Chandler. We're going to triple back row set just to scare the hell out of them. We're going to Ties that bind so we could boost our Harpy Lady over the Zurai's defense up to 3100. We're going to attack into the Zurai, successfully killing it, and end our turn. We still have to deal with the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but we'll deal with it what we can. White Sword of H is going to be banishing so we can add back the alternative from the graveyard back to the hand. We know it's live, so they're going to reveal that Blue Eyes again to special summon that alternative again. We're going to go ahead, activate Swallow's Nest so we could tribute that Harpy Lady once so we can special summon from the deck. Meanwhile, we're going to change Cyber slash Harpy Lady to bounce that alternative back to the hand. Special summoning a Perfumer, which is going to allow us to search from the deck to the hand another Elegant Egotist with another Harpy Lady 1 in the deck to use on. Of course they have Ultimate Dragons live, because why wouldn't they? Revealing 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons so they could add polymerization from outside the deck to the hand. If they now guaranteed have Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon live, and if they summoned it, that would have been GG for us. But thankfully our back row scared them. So they're going to go ahead and normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blet, going to search a White Son of Ancients, make a Vermilion Dragon mech with the 2 monsters on the field. The mech is going to banish the Sage so they could pop one of our face downs, that being the Swallow's Nest. And we're going to activate the Swallow's Nest in response so we could get rid of our Perfumer to special summon the Harpist from the deck. They're going to then activate their polymerization, making Twin Birds Dragon. Twin Birds Dragon is going to be able to attack both of our monsters, which makes us very sad, destroying the Harpy Lady, the Cyber slash Harpy Lady, as well as the Harpist, and attacking directly for 2700 with the Dragon mech. That leaves us at 900 life points left. In the end phase of their turn, Harpist is going to allow us to add a Chandler from the deck to the hand. We're going to hope we rip into the Harpy Lady, a Harpy Lady monster, but since we don't, we're going to have to do alternative strats. As we normal summon the Chandler, we're going to then activate the Elegant Egotist, special summoning from the deck the Harpy Lady 1. We're going to go ahead and make the Cyber slash Harpy Lady. We're going to then have to activate the Book of Moon, flipping down the Dragon mech so that we can then chain the Cyber slash Harpy Lady to flip down, or to bounce that Twin Birds Dragon back to the extra deck. We needed to flip down the Vermilion Dragon mech anyway, since Ties that boost would have only allowed us to crash and suicide into the Dragon mech, whereas we wanted to keep that Harpy Lady on the field. So thankfully we at least were able to break their board, but they still have a lot of cards in hand. They go ahead, they set their monster, and they end their turn. So now it looks like we're kind of changing the tempo of the duel. All we need is to have one good top deck. As we top deck into the Perfumer has nothing left to search, but that's okay. As we boost to have attack greater than the Sage with Eyes of Blue in defense mode, we attack with the Perfumer. It is a White Son of Ancients. We kill it. We attack with the Cyber slash Harpy Lady, and then we activate Mass Change. Swallow's Nest, and that's lethal. We are going first against My Valentine. This My Valentine is going to be activating Harpy's Hunting Ground, playing the field spell at the start of the duel. Now we are going first, and we're going to be able to take advantage of their field spell because we're playing Harpies as well. As we go ahead, normal summon the Harpy Chandler. Granted they could have been playing Blackwings, but let's be real here. As we get to activate their field spell to pop their field spell with the normal summon of our Harpy monster, we're then going to activate Chandler's effect, discarding the Feather Rest so we can special summon from the deck the Perfumer, allowing us to search from the deck to the hand the Elegant Egotist. We're then going to go and synchro summon into the Cyber slash Harpy Lady. As we go ahead, activate the Elegant Egotist, we're going to special summon from the deck another Harpy Lady 1. Since we have the Swallow's Nest 1, we want that Swallow's Nest 1. So we want that Swallow's Nest to be live so that we could trigger the Cyber slash Harpy Lady's effect without having to waste a Book of Moon if we don't need to. As they activate the Hysteric Sign to add the Elegant Egotist from the deck to the hand, they're going to normal summon the Harpy Lady 1, and then they're going to activate Swallow's Nest so they could tribute that Harpy Lady 1 to special summon the Harpy Chandler from the deck. We're going to respond with our own Swallow's Nest, tributing our own Harpy Lady 1 to special summon from the deck while chaining the Cyber slash Harpy Lady to bounce their Chandler successfully, as we add the Harpy Perfumer from the deck to the hand so we could search ourselves another Elegant Egotist. They respond with their own Elegant Egotist. Elegant Egotist is live because all it says is if Harpy Lady is on the field. Doesn't matter if you have Harpy Lady or not. As they set a back row and end their turn, we're going to go and we're going to activate our Elegant Egotist now, special summoning and chaining the Cyber slash Harpy Lady so we could bounce their monster. Okay, we're going to go ahead, special summon our own Harpy Lady 1. Ties that boost is here. We also have ourselves a follow-up Swallow's Nest for more OTK potential. As they activate the Forbidden Lens, not strong enough. They could stop our back row, but they can't stop our monsters. We're now going first against Yusei Fudo with a very stacked deck, 30-card deck. We have ourselves the Chandler, so we got ourselves a combo. As we normal summon the Chandler, discarding the Perfumer, so we can special summon Perfumer, so we can search from the deck to the hand Harpy's Feather Rest. We're going to set up for a draw 2 as we make the Cyber slash Harpy Harpy Lady. We're then going to activate the Harpy's Feather Rest, returning all 3 of our Harpy monsters from the graveyard back to the deck so we could draw 2 cards. Drawing into Perfumer and Harpist, nothing amazing, but we already had text, and at least we have a follow-up as well. Setting the Book of Moons, we're going to end our turn. They're going to go ahead, they're going to normal summon the Lupine. Lupine is going to allow them to banish the Dragon Roar, to banish the Dragon Dark. Can you imagine 30 card deck just still having full combo? As they go ahead, activate Dragon Dark's effect to search from the deck to the hand, the Duo. Meanwhile, they're going to activate the effect of Dragon Roar to special summon from the deck, the Dragon Roar. And they also have a Dragonhawk. 30 card deck, okay, as they special summon the banished Dragon Roar with the Dragonhawk's effect. They're going to go into the M7 play in this situation. We're going to respond with Book of Moon, flipping down that M7 so we could return with Cyber Slash Harpy Lady's effect, chaining the Lupine. They've already used their Lupine, and there was no point in us bouncing the M7 because that would have just made them have 2 more monsters in the graveyard to make a potential Levy follow-up live. So we're going to go now. We're going to normal summon the Perfumer, activating its effect to search another Elegant Egotist from the deck to the hand. Elegant Egotist is going to allow us to special summon Cyber, or not Cyber, I always think it's Cyber, but a regular Harpy Lady 1, and we're going to chain to Cyber Slash Harpy Lady so we could bounce that face down, the face down M7. Special summoning, we have swarming potential, and so they scoop it up. We are going first against DSOD Kaiba. I wonder what skill they're playing. As they activate the Ultimate Dragons, we're going to go ahead. We got ourselves the Perfumer, so we're going to go ahead and summon that. Perfumer is going to allow us to search from deck to the hand the Elegant Egotist. We get to have ourselves basically an enabler, but we don't go and activate the Elegant Egotist. We don't feel like there's any point. We're just going to save it in the hand. Since we have the Swallow's Nest, if we did go into making our level 8 Harpy Synchro, we wouldn't be able to use the Swallow's Nest. So we'll just keep that set and live, as well as the other 2 cards we set. They're going to go ahead, normal summon the Sage, search the White Stone of Ancients. Activating cards of the Consonants, because of course, discarding that Ancients to draw 2 cards. Activating cards of Consonants yet again, discarding the White Stone of Legend, this time to draw 2 more cards, adding a Blue Eyes from the deck to the hand afterwards. They're going to then go ahead, double back row set, and in the end phase of their turn, they're going to special summon from the deck the Dragon Spirit of White with the White Stone of Ancients effect. Dragon Spirit of White is going to go ahead and banish the middle back row, which is going to be our Swallow's Nest, which we can successfully activate, sending that Perfumer to the graveyard so we can special summon another Perfumer. We decided to do Perfumer over something like a Chandler because we don't know if we're going to draw into a card that can make Chandler's effect live, whereas at least Perfumer searching an Elegant Egotist means we could special summon from the deck as long as we have Perfumer or something like it on the field. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to activate Elegant Egotist, special summon from the deck, Harpy Lady 1. We're going to go ahead, activate Elegant Egotist again, special summoning Harpy Lady 1 again. We're going to activate the Book of Moon just because we can, flipping down that Dragon Spirit of White, bending them out into special summoning from the hand, a Blue Eyes White Dragon. We feel ready. We feel like we don't even need to go into a Synchro play. As we activate Ties that boost, they're going to attack into the Sage with Eyes of Blue. We're going to attack into the Perfumer, with the Perfumer rather, into the Blue Eyes White Dragon. They're going to do nothing, so we're going to respond with the Tretch onto the Blue Eyes and a Harpy Lady that already attacked. They're going to respond with a Karma Cut now on the Perfumer that's attacking, discarding a White Stone of Ancients to do so. We say, okay, sure, as we attack for game. Now we're going first versus Jaden Regular. Jaden's going to be activating the Neo Space, and this is one of those, they're not really using a meta deck, but it's kind of a spicy deck list anyway, so I wanted to show it off type of replays. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to normal summon the Chandler. Chandler's going to discard the Harpist to special summon the Perfumer from the deck, allowing us to use Perfumer's effect to search the Elegant Egotist from the deck to the hand. Going into the Synchro summon of the Cyber Slash Harpy Lady, we're then going to activate Elegant Egotist to special summon Harpy Lady 1. Now we could have searched the Feather Dust instead of Elegant Egotist, but since we have Swallow's Nest, being able to reliably have a level 4 monster to then activate Swallow's Nest is very nice to then trigger Cyber Slash Harpy Lady's effect. Also, we discarded Harpy Harpist, which meant we were able to search the Harpy Chandler in the end phase, and if we use Feather Rest, we wouldn't have actually been able to use Harpist's effect since it wouldn't have been in the graveyard in the end phase. So they're going to activate Parallel Twister, sending the Neo Space to the graveyard to pop our Cyber Slash Harpy Lady. Since we're not going to use Cyber Slash Harpy Lady's effect anyway, we're just going to activate its effect to bounce itself to the extra deck. So now we have at least 2 Cyber Slash Harpy Ladies in the extra deck instead of 1. It likely won't come up, but sometimes you might just need to summon many more Cyber Slash Harpy Ladies in the long game. They're going to activate the Neos Fusion, sending Gwen and Neos from the deck to the graveyard so they can summon Brave Neos. Then they're going to normal summon the Midrot. Midrot's going to then equip the Gwenifer from the graveyard, and then they're going to activate the Parallel Twister, sending that Gwenifer to the graveyard to try to pop the Harpy Lady 1. We're going to activate Swallow's Nest so we could tribute that Harpy Lady 1, special summon the Chandler from the deck. We could have summoned a Perfumer, but honestly, that would then allow us to potentially draw into our 3rd Perfumer in the follow-up turn, which meant that our Chandler into Perfumer combo would have been dead. So we just left it as is. They destroyed us with the Brave Neos, searching another Neos Fusion from deck to the hand, attacking directly for 1700 with the Midrot, and that's the end of their turn. Swallow's Nest helping us survive the OTK there. We're gonna go ahead now. We're gonna normal summon that Chandler. Chandler going to discard the Perfumer, so we can special summon another Perfumer. Perfumer is gonna allow us to add Elegant Egotist from the deck to the hand. And then we're gonna secret summon into the Cyber/Harpy Lady. I'm going to activate the Elegant Egotist, special summon, while chaining the Cyber/Harpy Lady to bounce that Neos back to the deck. We're going to summon the Harpy Lady 1. We're going to activate the Harpies Fed Arrest, returning 3 Harpies from our graveyard back to the deck so we could draw 2 cards. And now we have double Swallow's Nest. We're going to activate Ties That Bind. We're going to attack the Madrot, destroying it. We're going to attack directly from turning 100. And now we have Mask of Change. We're going to tribute that Harpy Lady 1 so we could attack, and that's game. And that's the video. Something, I still don't know how to end these videos. You're not even at this part of the video. Don't worry about it. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, or something like that.